Hey everybody, thanks for clicking on Liz the One TV. I'm your girl Liz the One. As you see, I'm on my phone again, and I got this pulled up. Apparently I can't even take a break on my day off because the news is coming in hot. But since I'm in a video making mood, I guess I'll cover it. So Jussie Smollett hoax charges dropped. Actor wants to move on with his life. And I'm going to review this Fox article, foxnews.com. I'm going to give Fox News the benefit of the doubt. And let's just review this, and then I will give you what I think. Calling himself a man of faith. Okay. So, they start off okay. Actor Jussie Smollett said Tuesday that he felt vindicated after a stunning reversal by the Cook County State's Attorney's Office to drop all charges against him in alleged hate crime hoax. Here's the problem with that. And I know that a lot of people on Black Twitter are happy about this, but here's the problem. Don't get too excited because the attorney handed the case over to the feds. Okay, and this was before she was the prosecuted. So let's just go through with this. Smollett was accused of faking an anti-black, anti-gay hate crime in Chicago in order to drum up publicity for his role on the Fox drama. So the thing is, we know, and I'm trying to be completely unbiased. I know a lot of people are going to be like, you need to stay on code. Here's the problem. We know for a fact that it wasn't two white men in MAGA hats. And something really bad racially could have happened. You could have started a whole race war with this. So the attorney, the prosecutor, when this happened, because she was prompted by the family, to get help and, seek help, because a lot of people don't really trust the Chicago Police Department. I mean, really look at Chicago. I mean, they don't really have too much luck solving crime, so why would they solve this one? But they found out that it wasn't two white men in MAGA hats. We have the Nigerian brothers who admitted to doing this because Jussie Smollett paid him. We have a check, even though he said that it was for personal training fees, which I don't believe. The problem is I don't want people to go too, and I think that, she probably turned it over because I don't know if you guys noticed, but it's a lot of corruption in Chicago right now. Michael Avenatti, which I'm going to do a whole nother video on. Michael Avenatti, the lawyer who was supposed to be representing the girls in the case against R. Kelly, he got federally indicted for trying to extort anywhere from $20 to $25 million from Nike. So with that being said, I do find it really weird that the judge dropped the charges. Well, the prosecution requested the judge drop the charges because of the attorney, the prosecutor, because she said that he did community service with Jesse Jackson's organization. But something ain't sitting right. How do you do community service if you haven't been convicted of a crime? That doesn't make sense. It makes no sense. How does that go to this case if he hadn't been convicted? So it doesn't make sense. Because he staged this to look like a hate crime, I'm telling people not to get too excited, because if the federal government wanted to pick this up, because they used some resources on this case too, I believe, they could, and that could be why they dropped the charges. And so we can't see what's in the in there. We can't see what's in the file because it is completely sealed. But then again, by the same token, what's in the file could show police corruption. So I'm not sure. But something tells me that this is not done. And I think that the damage has already been done to his career. Calling yourself the gay Tupac and something's not right. I'm telling y'all, don't get y'all hopes up. But let's go on. Let's go here. From top to bottom, this is not on the level, Emanuel told reporters. This is Rahm Emanuel. He's now the mayor of Chicago. He worked in the Obama administration. Our officers did work hard day in and day out, countless hours working to unwind what actually happened that night. The city saw its reputation drag through the mud. It's not just the officers' work, but the work of the grand jury that made a decision based on only a sliver of evidence presented, he continued. Because of the judge's decision, none of the evidence will be made public. So what this means is there is sufficient evidence, but they're just dropping the charges, but we don't know why. But something ain't right, and I'm trying to tell y'all this now. Something tells me that the federal government, because of all the outrage, and because when it initially happened, he staged it to look like a hate crime, that the feds could pick it up. So it might be something to it. So don't get too happy. And I think that his career, you could probably stick a fork in it, because Empire it wasn't doing bad, but it wasn't doing great this season. But with this happening, a lot of people just became disinterested in it. So he's done a lot of damage to his own career. So Johnson added, if someone ever falsely accused me of a crime, I would never hide behind a brokered deal in secrecy. So the fact that we can't see what's in the documents is a problem. And then he posed outside with fans. And then, not for a moment was it in vain. I've been truthful and consistent on every level since day one, he said. I would not be my mother's son if I was capable of one drop of what I was accused of. What the heck? Why people always got to put stuff? Don't lie on your mama, bro. Do not lie on your mama. Because if something happened to your mama and you lying on her, something ain't right. Stop putting stuff on your mama. Let's keep her. Smollett called the attack and the months that followed an incredibly difficult time. Honestly, one of the worst of my entire life, he said, but I am a man of faith, and I'm a man that has knowledge of my history, and I would not bring my family or lives or the movement into fire like this. I just wouldn't. Now, I'd like nothing more than to just go back and get back to work and move on with my life. But make no mistake, I will always continue to fight for justice, equality, and betterment of marginalized people everywhere. You're not fighting for equality. You staged an attack. We know you staged an attack because we can't find, well, I have to say alleged now because the case is sealed, but something is telling me that this is not over because it could be picked up federally. And it might have something to do with Michael Avenatti, which I'm going to do a separate video on, and I'm going to show you guys another article, because Michael Avenatti is all over the place. So there's corruption in Chicago. Well, there has been in the past. Like, I believe a governor has gone to prison, a mayor in the past, not the currents, but in the and something is not right with this. Chicago police officers can't never solve a damn crime, but mysteriously they solved this. This whole thing is just all over the place. So you had a noose on your neck, bleach poured on you, you were still holding your Subway sandwich. Something is just not right. And then you incited like a hate crime. I know a lot of people are probably going to be pissed off at me, but y'all need to hold off a minute. Because Michael Avenatti didn't even know that he was under surveillance, So it's something going on in Chicago, and I believe it might be federal. So a rep for 20th Century Fox Television and Fox Entertainment, which produces and distributes Empire, responded with a statement shortly after hearing the stunning news. Jussie Smollet has always maintained his innocence, and we are gratified on his behalf that all charges against him have been dismissed. So this is why on this article, Fox News, as you can see, is not, dragging him through the mud, because Empire is with Fox. And here he is in a photo with Lee Daniels. And Smollett was initially charged with one count of lying to the authorities on February 20th. A few days later, a grand jury indicted him on 16 felony counts of lying to authorities, 8 counts for what he told the officer who responded to the report of the January 29th attack in downtown Chicago, and 8 counts for what he later told a detective about being the victim of a brutal, racist, and homophobic beating by 2 masked men. So, something's not right. They yelled MAGA country, and they were white, but they're Nigerian, and they have accents. So, yeah, something's not right. Normally, I would like to believe Jussie Smollett in this case, but I think that the shoe, maybe within a couple of months, is going to drop. If people don't sweep this under the rug soon, I think that the shoe is going to drop and it's going to get picked up federally, is what I'm thinking. Because hate crimes are federal, not state. So, I guess they could be state, but most of the time this goes to federal court because there are federal laws on the books that protect people from hate crimes. So this might not be a victory, but then again, I am speculating. So, it says it's unclear at this time why the court decided not to proceed with prosecution. Now, typically, a minimum condition of dropping cases is some acceptance of responsibility in a statement. The Cook County Prosecutor's Office offered no detailed explanation, but said after reviewing all of the facts and circumstances of the case, including Mr. Smollett's volunteer service in the community and agreement to forfeit his bond. So basically, he forfeit his bond, which doesn't make sense because he would have had to be. So now, is he going to sue them for his bond money back because his bond was for $100,000, and you have to put down at least 10%. So he put down $10,000, but if you're not guilty and all the charges were dropped, something, like I said, it just doesn't make sense. Okay, so Smollett paid $10,000 in his bail to get out of jail after his arrest. Okay, so among the unanswered questions was whether the prosecutors still believe Smollett concocted the attack and whether new evidence emerged that altered their view of the events. So, either the feds are about to pick this up, or the Chicago Police Department is so corrupt that maybe they manipulated evidence in this. So, this is the police chief, Chicago Police Department Chief Johnson. His name is Police Superintendent Eddie Johnson. So here it is. Doubt was cast on an open and shut nature of the case when the Fraternal Order of Police President Kevin Graham wrote the Justice Department following the reports that Cook County State's Attorneys Kim Foxx asked Police Superintendent Eddie Johnson to let the FBI investigate Smollett's allegations that he was attacked by 2 masked men after the former chief of staff to the former First Lady Michelle Obama allegedly informed Fox that Smollett's family had concerns about the probe. So this might be a federal case, which is why the judge might have ordered it closed. This may not be a victory because it says the state's attorney, Kim Foxx, asked Police Superintendent Eddie Johnson, who's this guy here, to turn it over to the feds so that way that they can investigate it. So, according to local reports, Johnson was blindsided by Tuesday's events and is expected to address the situation later in the day. And then Smollett's attorney said, his record has been wiped clean. Unfortunately, the damage has already been done. And I know, it's a lot of people saying, well, see, I told y'all the police department was corrupt. They are. There's no doubt in my mind that there is some corruption there. But this, unfortunately, people's public opinions of Jussie Smollett are just, it's not going to be good. It's going to, it's going to be very hard for him to secure work. And I know I say that about people a lot, but, for something like this, we don't know why the document is sealed. We can't get in there. And some people are going too far with it, like James Woods, the actor James Woods. He said something on Twitter like, okay, now maybe you can go look for Nicole's killer with OJ. Like, that's just going too far. He didn't kill anybody, but he did stage, or allegedly staged, what looks like a hate crime. Ann Kavanaugh, the crisis manager for the actor, said he's a victim who was vilified and made to appear as a perpetrator as a result of false and inappropriate remarks made to the public, causing an inappropriate rush to judgment. I'm not sure about that. I wish I could believe that. I want to believe that, but I want to believe it. Okay, I just clicked on something else. Jussie Smollett case, Chicago Police Union asks for federal probe, and this was on March 19th. So maybe it got sealed because the Fed said that the case is going to be sealed. So that may not be a good thing for Jussie Smollett. But this video is too damn long right now, so I'm about to end it. But thanks for clicking on Liz the One TV. I'm your girl Liz the One. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Peace out.